Vale. Vamos a seguir porque la cena me cortó, estaba todo emocionado con mis investigaciones. Ahí. Muy bien. Bueno, pues nada, ahí vamos. Vaya, vaya, vaya. Vale. ¿Esto qué era lo de los comentarios? Ah, vale, el comentario será el tablón de... El foro del juego en Reddit. Vale. Sin más, tampoco es... Os voy a...
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Esto es mongolo. ¿Esto qué era? Vale. Ah, vale, lo de Ulipo es... Ulpio. Ulpio. Pero aquí se me ha tirado el Ulpio este, el ostión.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Debería ir, espera. Hablar con la tía esta. Vamos a probar.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Sadín.
Well, it's your...
Pobre criatura. Claro, un sufriente. Me cago en la mano, si está aquí vivo otra vez. No me he dado cuenta, claro. Pero el bucle lo vuelve a hacer aparecer el cabrón. Joder, sola para oro. No es que venga mal, ¿eh? Bien, bien. No sé si te había hecho guardar, he hecho guardar. No falta. Pero raya un poco, la verdad. Cierto, aquí está.
You. Who are you? Did he send
Es
you?
que tengo miedo que este sea demasiado...
Do you know you're here? You have. We. What? What? Oh, thank you. Now follow. Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Ay,
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything. It's a shame, really. You'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the... Oh, you see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was, thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. He was a moralistic fellow. Never, and because of that fatal flaw, he really... I watched him come through the portal each time. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life. Just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up. But you've caught... I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. Just the 5. Not a lot compared. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took. The path better to end it all now. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Of course, there's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death by reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little... Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
ya hay agua, Ah.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so...
No me jodas, me jodas, tío.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fray. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Vale.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles.
Joder.
This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla.
Mierda. Por el acueducto. Ya. Vamos a poner con alto, ¿Dónde está este pavo? Joder.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
Mira, la perra esta.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
No.
You can just call me Carolyn, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately,
perra.
as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Karen's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths, to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here.
Tienda.
That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible. I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you, there is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. I see no point in keeping you here, but I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look. I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Cynthia, Lucretia, Horatia, Scalera.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Vaya, vaya. Al final 2 saqué. Bueno, sí que es verdad que me pica seguir, Pero, sí, por favor, vamos a continuar. A ver dónde guarda el cabrón. Vale.
You! Who are you? Don't you know you're... Wait, what? It's no use. You'll never... You're making...
Joder. Guapo.
Citizen? Ah, you've returned. Me? What are you talking about? You know, Al... Come now. He was a moral, and because of that, I watched him. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about, the next time I awoke, you showed up. I mean, you've lived 6 months, and yet everything, because there's no escape. Except the path that... So, you discovered my secret. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have... And as long as this... I have found a way... And why would I agree? You might want to think that through, if anyone so much... You understand that, to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot, and you're no longer you. the only way you're getting this. And if I die, you see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So that means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original. I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever. What are you going to do? Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Cabrón. Bueno.
Greetings and salutations.
Amigo.
Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind? And in a city my name is D. I am at first, but the plague you seek was and
Vale, pero ya lo he preguntado eso.
I hope that
Están estafando.
Shiny. You're back. Something the matter? All right. Thanks.
Salve. Hello there, friend. May I say that? Well, I'll take your word for it. Now you're talking, I'm interested. How about
100
100
denarios,
denarii?
dice, estás flipado.
Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the bow of Ulysses we're talking about. All right. But I'm going to need you to tell me, but... Wait. Let's not be too hasty, friend. I just want a little assurance that I can trust you, that's all.
A ver, este cabrón.
I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bargain, but here's your money. Now,
Toma.
the location of
5.000,
the
chaval.
what? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own. What is this? Some kind of joke? I don't believe this is
Ah,
happening.
por idiota.
Don't even talk to me.
Jolín, qué miedo. Tengo que vender la moto para que la gente vote.
Ah, a new face.
Sí.
I hear.
Cosa que todavía no me deja la opción de. Supongo que tendré igual primero que encontrar
Nice to talk to you.
del otro puto. No, es... Ya. Justo. Sí, para.
honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, is it? Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, and now I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, you again. What is it now? Are you insane? Why would I withdraw? So, it finally caught up with me.
Te he pillado Nerón, chaval.
I suppose that makes you, what? One of Nero's assassins?
Pues decir que sí.
So, you're not going to kill me? Oh, so much work and money. Oh, well, if I do it, you'd let me live?
Yo creo que sí. No tienes los cojones, claro.
This cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal and release those two from debt bondage. There, you got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
Hala.
Domitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to release Julia and Ulpius and withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I've just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money, wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
Vale.
Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw.
I hope you have a good... I thought I told you to get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Ay. No hay mozuques aquí ni nada. La mierda de pueblo. ¿Dónde yo está? Ya está, es verdad.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? I beg your pardon? Oh my. That is quite a lot to take in. You'll have to give me a moment. Let's see. If that is indeed the case, I suppose we'd better figure out what to do about it, hadn't we? We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They and
Sí, que no me mares.
Romans try to avoid saying all Rome may for.
Vale. Ya no tiene nada que decirme ahora. A Galerio, vamos a ver a Galerio. A ver si está aquí. Pues está, mira. Está todo.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you are. How is it possible? You're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah, that's... Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over again, for all eternity. Just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But, on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
A Cristo. Ixion.
Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you
Gracias.
what, I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in. Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted.
Huevos de oro. ¿Qué pasa, Hers? Mira. A mí. Aquí estamos dándole un poco aquí al juguete este que lo empecé el otro día. Y la verdad que me pica para jugar el cabrón. Va a seguir con la historia y con la investigación. Uno de romanos, o sea, de romanos no, bueno, sí, de romanos, vamos a decir de romanos. Y entras como una especie de bucle temporal para investigar ahí por lo que pasa, vaya. Está guapo, está guapo. Está bastante guay. Esas, mira, fíjate. La estatua. ¿Oíste, hijo puta? A mí de momento me va molando, tío. Y estoy quitado de jugar. Pero me picó. ¡Uy! Sí. Bueno, sí. Ay. Sí, lo que pasa es que no es abierto ni nada de eso. O sea, si es un escenario semiabierto, lo que sea, pero... Sí. Para hacer este es un juego que salió... O está, ¿cómo se dice? Está inspirado en un mod, precisamente, del Skyrim. Y entonces este juego lo hicieron... Ya, bueno, no sé si serían los mismos o qué. Pero vamos, se lo sacaron ya con el Epic... ¿Cómo se llama? El Unreal. El Unreal Engine. Y que no necesita Skyrim.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind? I've bounced the idea around once or twice. But from what maybe that's not such a bad... He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running.
Bien.
All right, friend.
Hello?
No me deja hablar con el subnormalín. Se ve que ya tengo dicho todo lo que tengo que decir. Buah. A ver.
You look well, my Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind?
Ah, es que si te lo cuento es spoiler, tío. Si, digamos que estamos aquí en un sitio que cuando pasa cualquier delito vienen como una especie de estatuas que cobran vida y empieza a disparar cosas de oro a los que enganchen por ahí. Y nosotros, como tenemos enchufe, pues entramos por un portal y hacemos bucle y volvemos otra vez al principio. Y nos quedamos con los objetos que tengamos y las cosas que sepamos. Y vuelven a repetirse los eventos. No, ahora sí, ya verás, lo vas a ver ahora. Pero bueno, es que a ver, es que el tema del juego es ese, la historia y eso.
And in a city full of romance, you are. My name is George. I am flattered. At first, I pull my. But my point is this: if you want the plague you seek was pilfered from.
Ah, es verdad, lo de Dully, vale, sí.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
No le pregunté de las elecciones, joder, o no tenía.
Hello. Galerius. Did you know
Valerius,
he saved the life
vale,
of...
bien, bien.
But of
Perfecto.
course, I hope that our paths.
Valerius, bien dicho.
Salve.
A ver,
Welcome back.
¿a quién vas a votar?
Galerius, definitely.
Bien.
He put an end to the notes and graffiti I've been receiving. All right.
Perfecto, seguimos ahí,
Nice to
influyendo
talk to
las
you.
elecciones. ¿Tú a quién vas a votar?
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Ya sé quién es, hombre.
Galerius.
Valerius.
Sorted out. Fine.
Vale.
See you.
Perfecto, todos estos votos a Galerius. Me falta...
How'd you do?
Mogolo este.
Don't even talk to me.
Nada, que no va a querer saber nada. La chica esta.
You're back.
All right.
Sí, sí, está guapo, está guapo. Aquí te spoileas. Vamos, ahora mismo. Ya saqué un final antes. Pero vamos, me llamó para seguir jugando, así que seguiremos un rato. Venga, tío. Que vaya bien. Ay.
Oh.
Tú no vota a nadie.
All right.
Cuídate igualmente, tío. Un abrazo.
Goodbye.
Recuerdos para la señora. A ver.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Apolo nada. Está cerrado. Porque es un script. Ah. ¿Quién votará
So you
este?
survived the system. Probably. What now?
Levántame. Por ahí.
I'm not
No vota, se abstiene, vale. Sí.
Whatever. Just remember.
Aquí queda. No queda nada. ¿Pero se puede guardar partida? Ah, sí, sí te deja, vale, vale. No, pero no me refiero a eso, joder. Sería... Creo que lo va... Bueno, da igual. Servicios.
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a struggle.
Still here.
¿A quién vas a
Leave
votar?
me be.
A ver qué me dice la bruja de la mujer. Porque ahora no se acordará de nada, claro.
What are you doing here? Do I need to call Domitius? Get out before I have Domitius throw you out.
Servicios. Bueno, amigo.
Still here.
Juicio. Ahí te quedas.
So you survived the cistern.
Are they?
A ver, puto.
I thought I told you to get out of my villa.
Vale, vale.
What is it, citizen? Not that it's any of your business.
Ah, es imposible, esto tiene que ser...
All right.
Oh, look, you're back. Oh, you... What? No, Father,
I'm afraid it is.
I don't understand. Why? Why would you do such a thing?
Es un puto tu
Because
padre.
she found a way out. And if you're wondering why I'm telling you this, it's because you're never going to remember any of it. All I have to do is commit a sin, and the day will begin again. Watch this. I'm going to kill you now.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
No. Sorry.
What did you idiots do?
It would be a thing to dread if it could remain with you. Dread must either not come at all.
What did you idiots do?
It's almost as if you're trying to extend my lifespan.
Vaya hambre. Odio magistrado de mierda. Bueno, pues empieza el bucle otra vez.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me... Oh, right. Ah, it's you again. No.
Ah, mira, solo si lo achantas, tío. Me cago en la mar, pues ahora va a pasar todo. ¿Cómo hago para que me... Hay que perdonarme. Uy. La mejor.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Qué guay es. Loret. Furcia esta.
Oh, you're here. I'm so... And, there's a lot...
No me interesa, perra. A ver. Vamos a ver a Ulp.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Sure.
Keep an eye out for Santilla, would you?
¿Cómo coño se sube ahí? Mierda. No, por aquí no podemos subir al acueducto. Me cago en la puta. Pero por aquí sí. Joder, al principio hay que venir. Con la puta. ¿Cuál? Ahora. Ahora. Está raro eso. Dinerito. Claro, estoy forrando. Sí, claro. Lo más rápido que puedo, güey.
Salve, friend. I'm up to
Hola,
welcome
moza.
to life under... Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times. We've all been where you are. I used to lay awake at night, contemplating the big questions. I still don't have any of the answers. I'm afraid not. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all... Oh, I see. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, a scuffle broke out and I woke up by the river, near that shrine. Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part... Oh yes, of course. A slip...
Dramas.
Oh, much the same way as many. We were among the fortunate. A scuffle broke out. I woke up by the river. Oh. If you like.
Oh.
I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have... But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil, and that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with it?
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention. Please, please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible. Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. All right, well, it was lovely to meet.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no, 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 no. What?
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think?
I know, please.
I'm sorry, but I just...
Please, I'll help him. If he goes through with... Thank you.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. No. I'm out.
Joder, me cago en la puta. Mira que no...
Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't... I'll have to let... And I'd best pray. Today is a sad day.
Ah, claro, si las mujeres no votan aquí, cago en Dios. Y yo ir buscando en personajes, tío. Y hombres hay los 4 de estos, yo creo.
Salve, friend.
Salve. El cagadero.
Hello there, friend. Well, I'll take your word for it. Now you... Oh, that... All right. Wait. Here's your money. Now. You...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Meca, qué susto. Me cago, todavía viene más. Mi madre. Ay, qué rico. A ver, amigo.
Salve, friend. Well, you sound serious. Yulia. All right, let me see. What? Are you?
Bueno, Garachín, ¿qué tal, tío?
I doubt
¿Cómo vas?
Demetrius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure
Estoy
he passes on the
aquí
message.
enviciado, tío, con la puta historia esta, tío. Voy a por agua, tío. Ahora. Ay. Entonces ya estuvo bien, cucarachín. Llegar a casa y lo mejor. La verdad. Aunque bueno, salir ya por la puerta del trabajo también está de puta madre, ¿eh?
Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess. All right, got it. I'll go, but once I'm done...
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp.
Ya saqué un final, cucarachín. Pero no me es suficiente, fue el segundo el que saqué. Hay 4 aparentemente. Hay 4. Pero hace un bucle, tío. Acaba justo ahora de empezar un bucle. Entonces todo va a estar igual que como cuando salí. Sí, la verdad que sí, ¿eh? Está guay. Ahora tenemos que hacer... evitar que Ulpio se quite la vida.
Just going to help her swallow this.
Todo jodido.
She's going to be all right. Galerius, you're amazing.
How'd you do?
A este mongolo le puedo ver la cara. Joder.
Hello? Hello?
have where... Gold? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And... Bye-bye.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a fortune.
Por allí. Por aquí.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Aquí. Arriba. Parece que ya está salvado el chaval. A ver. ¿Aquí no está? Sí, está pues. ¿Y el ulpio es donde cojones está ahora? Por la otra. Octavia. Mira, estas son las valquirias, estas juasputas. Cuidado. Joder. Qué raro que no puedo subir por aquí por algún... ¿Qué? Por algún lado. Alright.
Sorry, I'm still... Was there something you...
That's it.
Alright.
Pues esto es como que...
a fellow traveler.
Ya está.
From a faraway land.
From today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Genial.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
Yo voy a ser un crack.
Oh, come on. I just did as you asked. The least you can do is level with me.
Vale, bueno,
Keep it between us. I promise.
Lo mejor que trabajas.
You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus. Sisyphus, he was forced... Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem more... So, I'll tell you what. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate. Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as... Oh, and if our conversations...
Name's Rufius. Galerius. Fine.
Vale, vale.
See you around.
¿Qué hora será? No lo sé. Vale. Pero estoy pillado ahora porque... Está localizado y las selecciones. Ahora mismo está todo pues, para aquí, joder. De noche. Ah, mira, el piano.
Shalom, friend. You mean where am I from and all that? Judea, originally. But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river and I, listening to my inner contrarian, ran the other way. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the road
Ahí está, amigo.
and
Y
went
ahí
to
te,
defend them. I
te
can only
jodieron.
assume they got the better of me because the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a forest, by a river not far from here, with no memory of how I got there. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me. Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take my coins? A lot of good it did me, and that family. I sometimes wonder what happened to them. I don't. But even if I did, I'm not going anywhere. I have unfinished business. Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment, so I guess you're looking for a pithy summary? You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. he was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Go and learn." Of course, what I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about it? Not my god. That's for sure. Thanks. I just wish there was a way to find out. Galerius. He saved my life. I have a feeling he can do a lot more if given the chance.
Pues nada, está bien.
All right, friend. Thanks for the chat.
Oh, you're here. There's a lot. Oh, let's just forget. All right.
Cállate, perro.
Just as the ocean, but it does. The newly.
Sí, aquí sí que había estado. Y nunca había nadie. Vale. ¿A qué hora se dan las elecciones aquí? Yo realmente tampoco. Perras.
Hello. Hello. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Creo que era anochecer, ¿no? Las elecciones. Si no recuerdo mal.
Wonder how much one of these. Hello there, Fred. Servicios, I suppose. Stability. Yeah? Certainly. Well, that's a shame. Come back if you change your mind. Servicios.
Vale, venga, 3000.
Yeah? Certainly. Pleasure doing business. Very well. Another time.
Cabrón. Pero bueno, probé de 2 veces 5000.
Shiny. Salve and welcome. Need some?
No.
All right.
Citizen.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Exacto.
all right? Oh no. There what? But that... Anything? That's a
Citizen.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. Sisyphus. So
Ya no hay...
as Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the good... The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. It looks as though some... If you could recover...
Vale, eso ya lo sabía.
May Fortuna guide you.
Gracias. Tengo 3 placas ya. Solo me falta la griega. La tiene y se destaca. Los huevos de oca, tío, ¿quién los querrá?
What is it, citizen? All right.
¿Quién querrá los huevos de oca?
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Good. You...
Oh.
Ave, I thought I told you to get out of my villa.
Este es verdad que se acuerda, hijo puta.
Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting Bob... Oh. What?
No. Confundí.
No. Fuck.
I'm afraid.
Joder.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
What did you idiots do?
Qué liada he montado, Con gol.
It's almost as if you're trying to extend my lifespan.
Cagada mía, tío. Me cago en la puta. Ay, Dios. El calvo este. Que ya está. No, hombre, que ya el buenico.
Salve.
Es que...
Oh, sounds serious. Yulia? Or... What? I'll
Vale.
go.
Otra hostia, Yo no entiendo, me cago en la... La vereda. Un vago chulo, ahora. Con la tirolina. Al bar no tengo nada que hacer. No tenemos que esperar. Tampoco tengo nada que hacer. Bueno, sí. Recuperarme.
Malleolus.
Oh, puta.
Sentius couldn't even keep his... Certainly.
Ah, es que todavía no pasó.
Very well.
Queda ahí un poco de tiempo para que pasen las cosas.
Thank you, Galerius.
No ves, vas solucionando ahí las mierdas.
I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone.
Cabrón.
Welcome.
Gracias.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
Podemos ir a ver al... Sí. Verdad. Al cuidado. A ver.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. I was indeed, but we've never met before, have we? I'm sure I would have remembered. Blessed Lissa, am I losing my memory? Oh, that's a relief. For a moment, I thought it was I who was touched by madness. You mean, how did I end up? Ah. Did we not? I enjoyed our.
Vale, este ya no tiene tampoco. No tiene nada ya. A ver. Dale, el filósofo. Puto caso.
Salve.
How?
Galerius arranged it somehow.
Really? That's incredible.
Hello there.
Cabrón.
Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
Malleolus. Certainly. Very well.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Cuando llegue la otra.
What is it, citizen?
No sé cómo pasar el tiempo, si es que se puede.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had. That's for sure. Treat your incarnate. All right?
Nah.
Oh, don't mind me. I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I trust you can see yourself out.
Yes, yes. Cabrón. ¿Cómo vive el cabrón,
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Oh.
Good. You be...
Leave me be.
Vale. No sé por qué me pueden... Porque él dice que le pueden botar a eso. Ay, ya está pesado.
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortune.
On your best behavior, I trust.
El jodito. Ya. Me tengo que joder.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's. A new face. Ave, and may Vesta... Oh my, we don't have... Hercules was a... Sisyphus, and finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help. So it seems you have two options. to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to... The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self... First, Proserpina, it's said, the god of the It is. The gods are a mirror image of mankind, as far as... If the stories are true, I imagine she is as desperate to escape as we are. If she really... The problem is, how do we communicate with... Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the... Truly? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as... Can you tell me more? Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina has... If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to... Tell me, has she... Truly? Ah, I see. But unfortunately, I'm a... Shh! Is everyone so blunt? Wait... As I said, I'll admit, you do seem different to anyone. So, if you... Who knows? But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who. The problem is, it looks as though if you could... It's... All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. As for Livia, it seems she's been In any case, time may fortune...
Sí.
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
Yeah.
Are they?
Wonder how much one of these... Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious bow you're carrying. Do you mind if I ask where you acquired it? Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you...
Mira. Mañana voy a levantar 5.000 ahora.
Now you're talking, I'm interested. How about 100 denarii? Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? All right, all right. Wait. Let's not be too... Here's your... Now, the location of that
Hola,
boat...
5.000. Ya recuperé la pasta que me vi robado.
What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own.
Te equivoco.
What is this? Some kind of joke? I don't believe this is happening. Don't even talk to me.
Espero que vote a Galeria.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Pero aquí no hay nada. A nadie. Pero está en marcha. Ahí tampoco hay nadie. Hostia, hostia, hostia. Tiene que conseguir. Salvar. A ver, sí. Joder. Ah, mira dónde. Los cristianos. Claro. Claro, claro, claro. Ya, vale. Comprado.
Name's Gracias. Better watch your step. Gracias. Fine. See you around.
Welcome.
Welcome. La selección. No.
Ave again. Did you find... It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Galerius, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Interesting.
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Citizens, it is
Ahí
time.
estamos.
Let us meet to elect
Incluyendo las
our
elecciones
magistrate.
nivel Dios, chaval.
Time to go to the theater.
Elecciones. Quiero todo. Venga, vamos para allá. Fantástico. A ver.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate.
Exacto.
The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today.
Bueno, es muy un poco sospechoso que se haya presentado ya a última hora y que vayamos a ganar, peor todavía.
Call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Decius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism.
Madre mía.
Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Civilizado todo, ¿no? A ver, llega. Creo que sirve para nada, no da igual.
I bet Galerius only won by bribing people. Outrageous! Where was my bribe? Don't even talk to me.
Oh. Solo un bot. Ok, amigo de...
My friend. I hope that our path.
Vale, pues ya está. Ahora tengo que coger el...
I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate. Oh, thank you. You can have my shiny, and maybe you can help me find my friend Hannibal used to look after me. But before that, he gave me a key to the cisterns. Please help me find it. Oh, thank you. Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up. Oh, look. Maybe it is treasure. I can see it from myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here. Maybe nobody wants it. Maybe no one will mind if I just take it.
Pues venga. A devolver.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Pasaría. Pecadores. Puta. Movería algo loco. Ojalá. Lo que fue. Ah. Vale, listo que fue. Ah. Está mal.
Salve. Oh, sounds serious. I'm
Sí, muy
listening.
serio.
Yulia. All right, let me. Poor. I'll go.
Vale.
The 49 melodies fetch again.
Ojo.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Por favor.
Hey, you're not
Lo
thinking
viciado.
about going into the cistern, are you? Contrary little capper. Nobody's... So, one day, said he could... Anyway, so I got... And hunt...
Ahora me parece.
I know what... Well...
Ábrela. Sí. Ah, ya. Pero esto para encontrar a la moza. Venga, no jodas. Hostia, cuidado, cuidado, cuidado. Cuidado, cuidado. ¿Cómo que no tengo? Igual lo tengo fácil. He instalado aquí. Pues, vale. Ah. A ver. Mira, tío. Voy a guardar. No sé por qué salió esa mierda, pero... Ah, vale. Esto está... Vale. Priestess. Quiero... Uy. Qué importancia, A ver. Que vaya ahora. Venga. Estaba, joder, estaba bien. Pues estaba aquí. Ajá. Hostia, ¿aquí qué? No digo nada. A veces nada, pasa nada. Pero es eso. A ver. Vea. Vale. Vale. Déjame calar.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, two were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, silent golden sentinels. I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. Consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
Espera. Te he olvidado.
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? For you, perhaps. I've always considered that the cornerstone of no attempt. This Egypt, the Greeks, the Rome, even it is yet. Enough. You. I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes. If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example? I've seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others. Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked? The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway. Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation. Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man. Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want? Then your desire to be right outweighs. You will make a fun. Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon? Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Que me tiene que dar la chapona esta otra vez, pues. Pavo este, lo que pasa es que el pavo este yo no sé muy bien. Cojones. ¿Sabes? Ahora al principio.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have no, that is me. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld. That is a long story. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Suma. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanent, and so she began her innocence. Horrified, I acted swiftly. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father. It was and is my hope, but he refused. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium. But seeing that I was aggrieved, if even one human city could prove, then Proserpina and all of humanity, my part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting. There were also gods who, like me, our leader Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina. As the first wave of your kind arrived from Suma, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten. To ensure the wage was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Suma. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for. Only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepolis along with it. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh. These words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate.
Vaya rollo que tiene el pelo así.
Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth. Of course. My story is many thousands of years long. It is a matter of perspective. God is a label. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology, but despite all that, there are rules. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better in time we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. No. Long ago I swore to this is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and or perhaps you might know her as the... Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one. And for that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, mod. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions. As you wish. Good. Then now only it has long been within my power to... When I peer into you, I see... Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here? If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Persephone has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek? Your hubris is amusing. so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called golden rule?
Vamos a ver, hombre.
That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it?
Seguro.
I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks and Romans of my so-called abduction. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could to save her life. What would you have done? It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her, and I did because I loved her. I love her still. Accordingly, I reject your argument. Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them. How unfortunate that we are not where you are from. Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights? Of course not, because that would be absurd, just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals. My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal. Where to begin? Our lifespans exceed yours by thousands of years, in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine. Because that is the source of our power over you. You could say that. My kin have no superiors. That is true. Go on. Make your point, mortal. Let me ponder that for a moment. If you are right, then it would follow that all this time I have been in the wrong. But no, the very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster? Wait, what? What are you saying? You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Preservator's father, who knew more about you than anyone, posed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that? Perhaps, but if that was so, surely I would have sensed his deception. How could I have been so blind for so long? deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the way Jern Lee for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready? Farewell, mortal.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here? I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to sit. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, preventing the suicide of a man in debt bondage, freeing a falsely accused prisoner, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden... And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had... I don't know, it reads like an earnest account to me. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow... I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure... You go on ahead.
You're back! But... why don't...
Ah, I see. I thought you might.
Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I do not... That most people... That you died. My rule. Most souls ask... As you... You... Near... That you... It means there is nobody else to ferry. Perhaps you have heard the tales. Well, those stories along my or... It means there is nobody else. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself. Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Yeah.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. After everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you.
Oh, hello.
You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Anyway, I know we only ever had that. I wanted to say thanks. Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa. It's hard work, but I sleep sound. I know. I can't believe we're planning to get married.
Too far.
Of course, there's a whole...
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. So, you're the hero who
Joder, madre mía, vaya final más extraño este,
Galerius and I are engaged. It feels like the world has just... We're just so... Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. See you at the web.
Hello, I'm Dooley. Galerius said you're very nice, and I live at Galerius.
Llegas a... Justo ahora voy a... Estaba aquí, que tío, estaba... Llevo media hora esperando 20 minutos que acabe el juego, tío. Y vamos a ir con una ultra, tío, pero ahora te va a hacer un spoiler de la Virgen esto, Llegaste en un momento culero, tío. Porque esto es la parte final de un final. Que bueno, básicamente acaba todo bien.
Bye bye.
Padre mía.
Hey.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us...
3 o 4, que yo sepa. Antes desbloqueé el 2. A ver este vuelve.
I'm living up north and studying in the military academy, and the world's changed a lot. Still, I have to keep the ones who pine.
¿Qué tal fue el día, cucarachín?
You in the words remind yourself. Thanks. You in the Thanks. And you.
Tengo mañana un análisis de de sangre y de orina y eso.
I take it you're the... Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I'm not sure if you heard, but after she knew right away what none of us had figured out about that site. But he's been dealt with. He's... anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever
Por
I
eso te digo yo que voy a costaría porque tú
course,
soy de
I
la
mostly
vista.
just stay in my villa.
Pero aparte es que tengo un análisis. Así que no me puedo dormir, tío. Tengo que madrugar cojones. Ya me jodieron la dormiera. Pero bueno, luego he hecho un siesta y no pasa nada.
He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind and eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you are. Then I suppose he got his wish. You too.
A ver usted que contar aquí los pájaros.
You're...
11 David.
Oh, of course, sorry. And... oh, I barely I'm living in a house here in London with my wonderful girl. Eventually I want to travel the world and write about it. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to... After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... I couldn't agree more. Ugh. Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to Nigeria? Really? Huh. You too. If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go.
Vale.
I hope so.
Okay.
You are here.
Yes.
Lucy is fine. I mean, if the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought... Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of... I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time.
Yeah.
You too. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah. Pues llegas hasta ahí.
Greetings. You must be the legendary oracle. I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that I am most grateful. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has, perhaps, one day. Once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you too.
Bueno, estos ya son más cortos, normal.
You're the one we've been... I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save... I'm just so happy to be here. Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV.
Igual prefería estar en Roma, ¿eh?
Thank you. I really... You...
Some soiree, innit? at last. You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for whatever you did in that temple. Made me a very most gracious. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets, and in fact, I was hoping to ask your advice. You being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling, and art. Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for. Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune. Of course, don't let me keep you.
Good evening. Greetings. Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough. You remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the men have called me mad. But the question... And you?
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who... Thank you. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, and after you sent Galera, I just want to spend the rest of... Thank you. And you. Wonderful.
It is an honor to finally meet you. Oh, of course. You are an oracle. You know many things. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place, and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
Tengo que hacer un reconocimiento general.
For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youth and backpack the world. It is a great adventure. I spent the first... Indeed. Thank you.
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you... Don't worry. I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. I'm so grateful to you for making sure you can try some of our... Thanks.
La novia de Ulpio, mira aquí a Ulpio.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. Every day I look at her, and this... So we're living each day sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now. And I... Thank you. You too.
Nice to meet you. I go by Rufus now. New start, new name. Oh, and for what you did. Sorry, I live with Virgil in Rotterdam. Not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got
to stay vigilant. You too. Look us up.
It's so nice to... I wanted to thank you personally and for helping. I'm studying to be an architect again and living with Rufus, and of course it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate. You too, as Rufus said in his own letter, if you're ever in the Netherlands.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues, and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and after witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power. And so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help us. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day. And as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him. And there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along. And we were all fortunate you came along. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels... Oh, and one last thing. Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
Adiós, el puto. Puto. Ya lo puedo jugar. Faltan el 1 y el 3. Este es el bueno. Los cojones. Cojones. Como se va. Creo que lo voy a hacer. ¿Qué te está costando? Sí, ahí sí. Nada. Pues sí, está guapo. Sí. Te digo yo. Yo te digo yo aquí los finales si me merecerá la pena. A sacarlos o no. Pero bueno. Supongo que será plan de casa. Ver cómo se hace. Pues a saco. Pero bueno, o bueno, ver alguna pista de que se puede mover por ahí. Porque la verdad que lo de jugar eso sí me molaba, tío. Pues estaba planteado el tema. Bueno, estaba original, te quedabas ahí con el intrigue. Y te vaya a jugar más para ver qué pasa. Está guapo. Sí, 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 tío. Yo estoy ya morido. Me acabo esta vida, ¿no? Mira, está cansado ya de pasar para arriba que ya ni acaba. Vale, pues. Tiene sentido, pero bueno. Modern Storyteller. ¿Para qué? Pero, obvio. Ah, vale. El videojuego me moló. Así que nada. Tengo otro preparado ahí, de este estilo. de un tiburón que come gente. Que es de rol. Así que nada. Tengo que acabar de abrir la antes. Pero bueno. Como, como vino y es. Ya. No sé por qué me agarro de los huevos. ¿No? Vale. Venga, chato. Perfil. Chato también. Luego. Au. Otro más para las. Venga, buenas noches.